In this video, we'll look at the various ways in which we can navigate an Enscape model. We'll just start out with the basics and build up from there in this course. So, building on the previous video, we'll open up the Enscape export view, and then on the Enscape tab in Revit, we'll click the Start button. As Enscape opens, we'll see a tip of the day. In this particular tip, press U or I to adjust the time of day. Fits nicely within the context of this discussion about navigating the model. Once the model's open, we see most of the information needed to navigate the scene on the screen. Across the bottom, there's a menu with some keyboard and mouse click options, and in the upper right, we see the option to switch between fly mode and walk on the ground by pressing the spacebar. On the menu across the bottom, on the left, we see WASD. That's the way the keys are organized on the keyboard, and those are typical gaming keys. If we press and hold down on W, we move forward. We're sort of far out from our model right now, so I'm going to double click somewhere on a surface, and then Enscape zooms to that point, but we're still looking in the direction that we were originally looking. So if you notice further to the right on this menu, there's a look around option, and that is done by holding down the left mouse button and then dragging the cursor around. So this is just looking around essentially without moving your feet. And we're kind of low to the ground because of the way that we jumped here. But now as we press the W key, you can see that we're moving forward. But we keep getting closer and closer to the ground because when you press W, you just go in the direction you're looking. And we're in fly mode, so we're not stuck to the ground and maintaining a relative position. So what we want to do in this case is use the left mouse button to look in a different direction. I'll take my finger off the mouse button and press W again. So now we're continuing to move forward in fly mode, pressing and holding down the W key and going in the direction that I'm looking. Now we can use a combination of the left mouse button and the W key to actually fly through the model. So I'm holding down the mouse button, the left mouse button, and also holding down the W key on the keyboard. And wherever I look is the direction I go. While we're in fly mode, we can actually go through walls and through ceilings. So I took my finger off the W key, but I'm still holding down the left mouse button, so I can still be looking around. Now if I press the S key, which is just below the W key, that causes the camera to move backwards. W to move forward, S to move backwards, and then left and right of the S key is A and D, so D to go right, A to go left, and then left and right of the W key is the Q and the E key. You can see this also on the menu listed here to go up and down. So E goes up and Q goes down. If you just tap the key rather than holding it up, you can move in smaller increments. Same with going forward. If you really lightly tap the W key, you just move forward a little bit. If you press it a little harder, you move further, and then if you hold it down, you continue to move. So WASD, E, and Q allow you to move through the model, and then the left mouse button allows you to look around. So while we're standing in this space, close to standing at least, I can now press the spacebar and you'll see this fly mode switch to walk mode. So now when I press the W key while holding down the left mouse button, you'll see that I cannot go through walls, and I'm also stuck to the ground at a specific eye level, which is adjustable. And when you approach stairs, you start going upstairs. You can go through windows and doors in Enscape. So if we approach this glass, well, actually I guess I'm wrong. You can only go through doors. So you can go through doors so that you can still navigate the model. And you may find some geometry in doors that make it difficult to go through, like this case. So then you may have to press the space bar to temporarily switch to fly mode. For example, if I wanted to get to this back hallway under the stairs, rather than going all the way around, I could press the space bar, go through the reception desk, and then press the space bar again. You can see there's sort of a fast pace that we're moving around. And then at any time, if we wanted to look up into the ceiling, we could press the space bar and then use the E key. I'm just tapping it so I have a little bit more control, and I can see a beam in the ceiling plenum space. I can see this recessed can light with a clearance object above it. If I saw the beam touching this red object, that would be a sign that perhaps this light fixture can't be installed that close to a beam if it was right above it. I see some ductwork, and if I press the A key now and then hold down the left mouse button, I can actually navigate through this plenum space to show the client perhaps, or coordinate with the mechanical engineer in a meeting so that we can see that everything fits. So I'm just tapping the W key rather than holding it down so I don't go too fast. Now I'll do the Q key to drop down into the space, press the space bar to stick to the ground again. So that combination of those keys and the space bar are a great way to navigate the model.